Hey, this is Victor from Social Firestarter. I'm here with another video. Today I'm going to discuss duplicate content and its effects on SEO rankings. So this is a topic that's very widely discussed and debated amongst marketers, and I think for a lot of really good reasons. It's a little bit of a confusing thing to wrap your head around if you're trying to apply this to like different areas of your SEO campaign. So I just want to take the moment and discuss like the principles behind duplicate content and mostly like the concept around it so that you can take that and apply it to whatever it is you're doing on the internet. So there's all sorts of scenarios where you can run into duplicate content issues. Just trying to think of some of the most common ones out there. One is syndication. So let's say you're making some sort of a nice blog post on your website, but you want to go ahead and share that to social media or to other networks that you might have established. That could bring up the question about duplicate content, as well as another one would be testimonials. So testimonials, let's say somebody left some really nice reviews on your Google listing and you want to display those, but now you're thinking, does this run into any issues because I am technically just copy pasting text across different places online. So as far as the overall concept of duplicate content, I would want to point people towards this webpage that I'm looking at right now. So this is off of the Google Search Central website here, the developers side of the Google website. If you want to look for it, you can check out that link right there. All I did was search for duplicate content and you can find that link. But I would say this is probably the best page that you should read to kind of start to wrap your head around duplicate content. I guess to really summarize things, you're not really going to run into issues where you actually get a penalty, like a manual penalty that, like you're not going to get an email saying that your website was removed from Google search just because there's a little bit of duplicate content here and there. Unless you're actually doing something super spammy and like breaking the rules on purpose to try to exploit something using the same piece of content over and over again. Unless you're doing something like that, you're not going to get an actual manual penalty. You're not going to get in trouble for doing this. And the biggest thing, the biggest con, I guess, the worst effect, the thing that affects the SEO rankings the worst is just the fact that you're not taking the opportunity to produce another article, another piece of quality content, and instead you're just copying and pasting. I think in that situation, just not being able to provide more details to further expand upon that search query that you're trying to target, I think that's when you're kind of just hurting yourself by not going through and generating some unique content. And regardless of where it is you're posting it, whether it is your Google My Business listing, whether it is your social media account, or whether it is your law firm's website. If you have the opportunity to create something unique, always go ahead and do so. It's just going to make sure that you're filling in all the gaps, much more so as opposed to like you just copying and pasting things over and over again. So as far as syndication, the best type of practice to go about it, you can just take a little bit of a snippet, just copy and paste an important segment of that article that you're trying to share, and then make that as your social media post. That's totally fine. But something that would be even better is if you, again, generated some unique content for that given post. So let's say you're posting something on Twitter or on Facebook. On Twitter, you don't really have very much space to work with. So a lot of times, a very quick sentence just describing what it is that you're sharing will do. On Facebook, you have the opportunity to actually place a tremendous amount of content in there if you really want to. The biggest focus is on conversions, on click-through rate. So trying to get people to click on your link, not just going on your Facebook, dropping the link and hitting post, but going in there and actually putting in something useful, something that drives clicks to that given article. And that's going to be much better for your SEO than just copying and pasting over to your social media networks. Now, the other side of it that I mentioned, testimonials, I would say this isn't something that you really have to worry about. Plenty of law firms out there will share their testimonials, will even place ads behind their testimonials when they think it is, when it's a really nice one and they think it really describes who they are, and they're likely to really share that around. So I wouldn't be too worried about, let's say, copying and pasting a Google review and placing it on your law firm's website on a specific page for testimonials. I wouldn't be worried about that. But again, as a best practice, I would say if you are copying and pasting testimonials on a testimonial page on your law firm's website, try to look at that given page and see if you can provide any more text in there, not just those testimonials. Again, it's not a big deal, but a lot of times if it's just copy-pasted information, it's likely that I'll want to actually no index that given page because there's not that much info on it. Now, if you've put together a pretty nice testimonials page that has many different testimonials throughout the years, and you've maybe detailed out what client it was or what city they were from, and you just built out a nice page with a bunch of content, and you maybe added a little bit more to that, then that's going to be totally fine. It's going to benefit you for SEO, and you're not going to run into any sort of issues. So, taking those two different examples that I just said, which are some really frequent ones for law firms, I think you can try to take that concept and apply it to anything else that you're doing. But again, I wouldn't be super worried about getting manual penalties. I think the biggest thing that you're hurting on your SEO campaign by using duplicate content is really you're just not taking advantage of opportunities to produce that good content that Google wants to rank. Another thing I'll add before I end the video, if you're making multiple pages on your law firm's website that basically say the same thing over and over and over again, those are not benefiting you at all. There's a lot of old tactics and old strategies out there that kind of follows the lines of a bit of a spammy method of, I guess the concept is, if you're really trying to rank for that key term, you'd want to produce lots and lots of pages that maybe try to rank for the same key term. There's all sorts of reasons why you don't want to do that. But regardless of the strategy, if you're creating a lot of pages on your law firm's website where you can't tell who, put yourself in Google's shoes, not even as an algorithm, but as a company. If they're trying to serve pages to people that are searching for things online, then they want to serve quality pages. If you're looking at a page on your website and you're wondering, who does this even serve? What is the purpose of this? And what questions does this answer? If you can't easily answer those, there's a good chance Google can't either. So, those are my thoughts regarding duplicate content here towards the end of 2020, moving into 2021. The biggest things you want to worry about is not taking advantage of making a new social media post and not taking advantage of some extra keywords that you maybe have not posted about just yet. And that's the kind of thoughts that I would have regarding duplicate content. But let me know what kind of questions you have. Let me know if you have a specific situation where you're not sure what the best practice might be. Every now and then I come across a different situation where maybe an extra duplicated page is super necessary for user experience. And then maybe you just want to work around the fact that it's the same information on two different pages, because there are workarounds. So let me know if you have a situation like that. But thanks for watching the video. Again, if you're looking for more information as to how our agency runs SEO campaigns, head over to lawyergnb.com for more details. Thanks for watching.